So apparently vacation is not supposed to last forever. That makes me sad, but it's fine. Apparently you have to go back to reality at some point. So here we are, back from the Keys, but it was a really good trip. I am putting some Glow Illuminator on my skin. Where's my little thingy? I'm using this Glow Illuminator underneath my makeup just to kind of give it a glow underneath. I used my glow screen for SPF. Hi, friend. Thank you for coming on. It's so good to see you guys. I missed you. We were in the Keys this weekend for a little family vacay with my best friend and her husband and their little girl, and me and my husband and my son, and we had a great time. It was relaxing for the most part. It rained a very, very little bit, just for like an hour on Saturday morning, but other than that, the weather was perfect and gorgeous and beautiful, and I could not be happier. It was such a great little getaway. So we live in Tampa, which is like 8 hours north. So we went all the way down to, thank you, Tracy, for listening to the Dating Detectives. We went all the way down to Key West, which is at the very southernmost point, and it was great. So now we are back home, back to reality, back to work, and doing all the things, and I'm a homebody, and so is my son, and so my son will get like legitimately homesick every time we go on vacation. He just, when it's like the day and the day before and the day of, it's time to go home, his tummy will start to hurt, and it like manifests physically in him. And I'm kind of the same way. We are home. We want to be home. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting for us. So anyways, we're home now. He's at school. It's President's Day, and he was not supposed to have school, but because of the hurricanes several months ago, they had to have hurricane makeup days, and this is one of those days. Hey, Miss Wanda, how are you feeling? Oh, it's funny you asked about the hurricanes, and I was just talking about them. So the first hurricane, Hurricane Helene, came through and kind of took the front half of our roof. Not the whole thing, but just a lot of the shingles. And then Hurricane Milton came through and kind of decided it wanted to eat the back half of my roof. So anyways, after both hurricanes, we had some roof damage, and it was raining into my upstairs living room. So we ended up having to have the roof repaired. And then we recently, within the last couple weeks, finally got the remodel done in the upstairs, because it made the walls wet, and we had to get new carpet. It was a mess just because you had to they made us take everything out of the upstairs, like every bit of furniture. We basically had to move out of our upstairs, and that's where all of our living quarters are, like our bedrooms and everything. So really interesting. Hey, Lindsay, thanks for getting those. Saint released new mascaras, but I use the DIY lashes. So I sent some mascaras to a couple of my customers, and I was like, yeah, try these. I want to know honest reviews. Yeah, I use the Lashify, Bridget. I really like the DIY lashes, just because you wake up and it looks like you have mascara on. You know what I mean? A little cheaty cheat. But they last for like 2 weeks, and they're easy to do, and they make me feel really pretty and confident, so I like them. So I'm using, by the way, this is the Shape Brush Comment Match. If you want to get, hey Kim, if you want to get a free color match for this makeup, or you can just text me directly, or you can just comment the word match and it'll send you my color match form. I'll tell you what shades to get, but I'm taking this Shape Brush, and this is cream, but I'm just sweeping into it and sweeping it onto my skin. A lot of people don't realize that with this particular cream makeup, it's not super gooey and weird and wet. And if you treat it like a powder and just kind of dust it on, you'll get a really pretty finish. And I'm just using the Shape Brush because it's a little less dense. It's a little bit more fluffy, and I'm just sweeping it. Other times you might see me pressing all the colors in together. This one is just a really light sweepies, and I don't have any other colors on my face right now. I used this Glow Illuminator under my makeup, and I really like how it gives that, again, really youthful glow. And this makeup is really good for all skin types, and I can match you no matter your skin tone. So I don't care if you're a black girl, white girl, Hispanic girl, Latina, Jamaican, Asian, I do not care. I have customers from all races and all ethnicities and all skin tones and skin types, and I can match you. So it doesn't matter where you're from or what color your skin is, I can help you find the perfect shades for you. Saint actually just released some new contours also for our darker skin gals. So a lot of my African American customers, they are really excited to try those. So I think that's really cool too. I really love that Saint is really, really, really making an effort to cater to every skin tone, which I think is really great because a lot of companies don't. So I think that's really awesome. So doesn't matter your skin tone, I can match you. That's one of my most common questions is, I'm a black girl, can you match me? Girl, yes. Or if you have like olive skin or, you know, some girls are like, listen, I'm like Casper white. Can you match me? Yes. And if you have oily skin or dry skin or mature skin, especially if you have mature skin. So, Kim, the dogs were so excited to have us back. Like they lose their minds. So like they missed us so much. And my husband was in the military. And so, the oldest dog, Stuart, he's 15, I think he's almost 15. And anytime he sees a suitcase, he like walks around like this and he's like, here we go. Like, because my husband was always deployed. And so anyways, my best friend's mom stayed and watched the dogs for us. So they had very good company. So we're really grateful for her and they were not alone. So, Kimmy, I just screenshotted that. I'll make sure to come back and I'll send you a message and make sure I can help you. Bridget, I have a lot of videos on the lashes. They have videos on the website also, but it's like, those are like professionals or whatever, but watch my tutorials because then you can see like, legitimately sometimes I poke my eye and it's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? Bridget, do you mean for the makeup? You don't need samples, girl. There's a 30-day return policy. It's just like Ulta. You try it. If you don't like it, you return it. But if you want to get started with something really small, just get this. I call this a baby palette. Oh, that's the new blushes or the new bouquet collection. Start with this. It's just a foundation, concealer, contour, and blush. It's a great, like a little starter palette, little baby palette. It's a great way to get started with the makeup so that you learn like the dimension and the texture, and then you'll see like, oh, this is easy, and then you can build from there. So just comment the word match and I can help you like step by step and help you start really small. Each shade is only $16. So you basically just build a palette like within your budget, or, you know, like a lot of people are like scared to try something new. So I just say start small and then build from there. It's all customized. You choose your own palette. You choose every single shade. You choose every single brush. It's really cool. So this is the shape brush. On this end, it's a little bit smaller, but still fluffy. I'm sweeping into my contour. So this is kind of what it looks like, and I'm sweeping onto my skin. This is an alternative way of doing it. Sometimes you see me doing like all the colors and they look really intense, and then you press it all in and blend it. This is just an alternative way, using a fluffy brush, picking up that contour. See how it's just on the bristles? Sweeping it onto the skin. It's almost like a silky powder, but it's not like a wet cream. Do you know what I mean? Like when I first thought cream makeup, oh, my Adderall is kicking in because I am like zoned. I have OCD, CACHD really bad. So now I'm focused. When I first saw cream makeup, I was like, ew, that's disgusting. Nobody does cream. These contours, by the way, are a little less creamy. They're a little bit harder. I think it's because of the pigment. The cooler tone pigment seem to be a little less creamy. So you'll see me sweeping just a little bit harder in those. But this is not super literal. Like you see what I mean? I'm creating shadows without actually being like ridiculous about it. This is a really, really great way to get that highlight and contour that you don't have to be 20 years old to do. Like the 20-year-olds are out here all willy-nilly doing highlight and contour. And I'm like, girl, you don't need it. I don't know what you're doing, but you don't need it. Anyways, I first saw the cream makeup and I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Literally the dumbest crap I've ever seen ever. And so when I tried this, I was like, that's stupid. And I wanted to hate it so bad. And then I didn't. And I'm a private investigator for 20 years. So everything to me is suspect. Like, I'm like, yeah, right. They're just trying to get my money. And they did, and now they keep getting it because I really like it. So you got to try this makeup. It's super affordable. It's really fun. So I really like it a lot. And it's buildable. So I'm someone who likes more dimension, so I can just add more. See what I mean? I have a work call soon too. By the way, speaking of work calls, so if you have not listened to my podcast, it's called The Dating Detectives. New episode every Monday. There's a new episode out right now. So go listen to it. It's really good. You'll really like this one. I tell some of my PI stories, but also we have guests that come on and share their stories of con men and scandals and lies and whatever. So we're in the true crime category. You can listen anywhere you get your podcast. You can listen for free. You can also join the Patreon. It's really fun. It's a cool little community. But anyways, so you guys remember the stalker episodes? January was Stalking Awareness Month. And so we connected with a guest who was telling us her ongoing story of a man that is stalking her, like digitally. So he's in her phones, he's in her computers, he's in her house. He goes into her house and flips a pillow over, or he goes into her house and takes down every other hook on her shower curtain. Like he is like legit, like stalking her, right? Foundation, I did all over, dusty sweepy. Contour, I did just here, frame. Now I'm going to do some bronzer. I'm going to come back later and do my concealer and make it pop. So contour, bronzer. So anyways, she was actually working with a retired detective. His name is Mike Proctor, and he wrote a book called Antidote for a Stalker. And so our Patreon has a book club. So if you want to join our Patreon and join our book club, but Antidote for a Stalker is basically a nonfiction book that we're kind of reading and learning a little bit about stalking and things like that, since so many people experience stalking. Anyways, so there's a guy who kind of reached out several months ago with some knowledge about digital forensics. And so I have a meeting with him today, and the producer of the podcast. And also, if you listen to the podcast, our guest that was talking about stalking had a GoFundMe or something similar set up, so that, anybody could contribute, because what we're trying to do is help raise money to help her afford like a private investigator, because this is going to be an intense investigation. Like we want to number one, prove that this guy's doing what he's doing. Number two, evict him from her phones and from her digital whatevers, like get him out of her life, right? And so we're trying to, anyways, so this guy reaches out, and it sounds like he's got some pretty good knowledge and information. So we're really excited to possibly find a solution for her, and it's because of you guys. So someone said, what is a Patreon? So the Patreon is basically where you can listen to the podcast, but also it's just like a contribution to the show, basically. So it's $5 a month for our show. It's $5 a month, and then you get like 2 bonus episodes, and we have like a book club, and we have a separate community for our Patreoners. So it's just a way to support the show, and you get extra bonuses and stuff. So with the way that podcasts are monetized, and I didn't know this, I'm so new to podcast. I did foundation, contour, bronzer. Now I'm going to do my brightening highlight. So I'm really new to podcasts since like I never had a podcast before until the producer found me on TikTok. She's like, do you want a podcast? And I was like, no, but I mean, I guess so. Anyways, so basically the advertisers come on and they say, hey, we'll advertise with your podcast because we see that you have XYZ audience. So for us, for the Dating Detectives, we have a big female following, which we would love for men to come on and tell their stories also, but it's a lot of women. But we did have like the Bachelor from season 26 or 28, Clayton. We had him on there, and he had an interesting dogfish story to tell, which if you don't know what a dogfish is, it's basically a term that we made up that's basically like kind of like a catfish, but they are who they say they are, but they're lying. Anyways, so we have a lot of guys, or a lot of women, but we would like more guys on there. But anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. It was, but I literally just like lost track. I'm like trying to do my makeup and tell a story. Anyways, so yeah, the Patreon is just like $5 a month, and then you can join in, like be a part of our little community. But the advertisers come on and they say like, hey, you have this particular demographic. We want to advertise with you. And so we earn money that way, right? So the more listeners that listen to the show, the advertisers pay us more. So if they say like, hey, we have this spot for advertisement, we'll pay you this much per listener, right? So of course we want people to listen, because the more people that listen and they play the ads on our show, the more money the show makes. And then the Patreon is an additional. So anybody who joins the Patreon, it's $5 a month. All of that money, that's not like just we're getting rich, right? Like all of that money contributes toward like paying people to help us create more quality content. So like we need people to edit the show, and I insist that our show is edited only because I feel like for ethical true crime, I feel like it's important to be anonymous as possible. So we want the anonymity for our guests. And for the people they're talking about, because although I want to call these people out by name, I feel like just for liability reasons, like it's not our place. And so just to be ethically sound and make sure that everybody kind of has a safe place to tell their story, we make sure that everything is like edited. And anyway, so that takes a lot of manpower. So we need to be able to pay people to do that. So all the Patreon and the advertisers, that's what they do, is they just, I mean, obviously we want to make a paycheck too, but it's a lot to contribute towards like manpower and providing more quality content and stuff. So it's really interesting, like the back office, the back behind the scenes of stuff. It's really cool for the podcast. Okay, so let's see. Foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer. I'm gonna do a little bit of illuminator. Just if you're not wearing this makeup yet, just comment the word match. I will reach out to you and like get the color match form and everything to you, and then you just fill it out and submit it. I'll tell you what shades to get, but this makeup is freaking legit. Unless it's a 2 pattern, then I would do. Yeah, if it's a 2-parter, like a to be continued, a lot of people are like, I can't listen to the first episode because I can't wait a week to find out what happens. That was me with Grey's Anatomy. I watched like 20 seasons in like, I don't know, like a month, because I can't do that thing where they're like, and then the hospital burns down and you're like, but wait, who dies? And then they're like, wait until next season. And then next season comes and you're like, wait, what happened? I can't. I cannot. So I get it. Okay. I usually match my eyeshadow to my outfit. So today, oh, my hair's everywhere. I'm going to wear a green eyeshadow, and I want to show you that it's not super scary. If you're new here, did my voice just squeak like a 13-year-old boy? If you're new here, I'm someone who really appreciates wearing scary colors for makeup because I feel like it boosts your confidence. So if you're scared of makeup, I always recommend getting a shade that really kind of terrifies you. And you can send it to me and be like, hey girl, how do I wear this color? Because I have no idea what's going on. And I'll show you how to wear it in a way that's not scary. But I just feel like it's important that we are like not letting makeup scare us. Like makeup ain't the boss of us, right? So anyways, I'm going to do this pink and green kind of look. Not to do the Wicked thing because I'm so over the Wicked. But I really do want to create a really pretty look that I think anybody would look great with. So I'm going to start with this color called Tangled. It just says Vans, Florida. That's funny. Are you using the Saint eyeshadow? Someone in my beauty group, which you can do the, if you join my beauty group on Facebook, it's called Freedom and Beauty VIP. Great women there. And they'll give you all the advice and all the tips, and we can talk beauty and talk smack and gossip, whatever. Nicely, obviously. But anyways, so this is Tangled. I'm going to put this on my lids to start. This is a cream shadow, but if you don't use the Saint eyeshadow is legit. Like, I'm someone who will tell you the truth. If I don't like something of Saint, like there's a couple Saint things I don't like and I'll tell you. But their eyeshadow is not very like fally outy. Like it's pretty pigmented and does pretty good. And I always say like start really lightly, and build up. But anyways, this is called Tangled. This is a cream eyeshadow, and I'm using this kind of as like a primer. If you use a cream eyeshadow, I would just use a powder on top to set it, just because creams are like, with our eyelids, like doing this number. You know what I mean? Like it's a little different. But when you're using it on your face, it won't, like the cream makeup, it's not going to do that in your lines and wrinkles. This is a different formula for the eyeshadow than it is for the makeup. So if you have mature skin or lines, wrinkles, and texture, you can use the cream makeup. And the older you are, the more texture you have, the more I recommend it, as a matter of fact. Okay, so I'm using Tangled. This is a cream eyeshadow. I just put that all over the lids. Now I'm going to use this really pretty color called number 33. So this is a green, and I don't know why I like to match my shirt to my eyeshadow to my outfit. I just do, don't judge me. This is let's use this one. The Blur brush has a fluffy end and a dense dome end, right? So when it comes to eyeshadow, I recommend using, powder is not my friend, shows everything. On your face, don't use powder on your face. I use it just in my T-zone. But on your eyeshadows, I can show you how to use powder in a way that's like super easy. But what I was saying was, if you take a scary color, like a color that just really scares you when it comes to eyeshadow, I always start really light, tap and blow off all the excess, right? And you can build this. So we're starting really light. I don't bend my bristles, and we're just starting like, it's just a baby. It's just a baby. Like really, really light, right? Like we're pretending like if we touch our skin, it's going to burn. Like, oh, it's so, ow, we gotta be careful. Like don't, you know what I mean? Like it's just a baby. And that's how we're doing our shadow. I'm just like tapping. See how I'm not like dragging the brush? And look, no fallout. It's fine. No fallout. If you want more, you just build and then build and then build. But the trick is tap in, don't dig. Tap and blow to get off any excess. So think of like a pile of powder. And when you put that on your brush and you flick your brush, like your bristles go like that and all the powder, like fairy dust, it just goes, poof, right? That's what we don't want. That's why we're tapping into our eyeshadow. Tap and blow off all the excess and then tap onto our lid. So we're basically, I'm a criminal justice girl. And in college, I learned the Lacard exchange principle, which basically means like, one thing touches another and the evidence transfers, right? So if you touch your finger to somebody else's skin or your finger to another object, it's going to transfer epithelials or fingerprint or something. Something's going to transfer. So evidence is going to transfer, right? Same thing with your brush. So if it's on the brush, it's on the tips. As soon as it touches your skin, it's going to transfer. You don't have to do the sweepies and the windshield wiper situation. I just do a little bit of taps. That's all I do. And you can even do lighter than this. I kind of pressed a little bit harder. Always tap and blow. There's no fallout. I'm just tapping here. I have a little bit of a hooded eye, which means my hood comes down over my lid a little bit. So I want to make sure that the color you can see is up there on that hood. So once I apply my pigment here under the crease, once that pigment has transferred from my brush, there's still residue on it, right? And so I'm just using that residue to lightly tap onto the hood so that it's not the heaviest part of your eyeshadow. The heaviest, darkest part needs to be in that heavy, dark pocket. And then everything else can kind of tap around it. See what I mean? And you can still see the benefit of that color without it being super crazy. Excuse me. Okay, so now there's that really pretty green color, right? Not super crazy. I have green eyes. Green's not going to make my eyes pop, but I want to wear it, so I'm going to. And I recommend the same thing for you. If you see a color that's beautiful, you don't have to focus on only the colors that are going to make your eyes pop. Your confidence is going to make your eyes pop, right? So if you're wearing a color you love and you feel pretty in it, that's what's going to pop. My hoods are like a 67 Chevy SS all the way down to my lash. I gotta show my husband. Babe, come here. My husband's a car guy, and he knows all about a 67 Chevy SS. I gotta show him that comment. He'll get a kick out of that. Okay, so now I'm going to use this color called Baker Street. This is a new color. She's similar to Revival. It's like a purplish brownish, but I'm going to use that on my outer corner. So I'm kind of imitating this green, like pinkish purple. But I'll show you the inside of my lids when I do them. But for right now, we're going to use this brownish kind of purple. Brush is on the side, so I'm only picking it up on the edges. Tap and blow. No excess color.
You bellowed?
I was talking about doing eyeshadow, and this person said, my hoods are like a 67 Chevy SS all the way down to my lashes. I thought you would find that funny.
It is very funny.
He knows about a Chevy SS. He can make anything a car comment. Mm-hmm. Okay, get out. That's all I had to say. Did you guys see the video I just posted about the LED mask? I went to Ulta, gave me a storefront, and so I was like, oh, what can I try from Ulta? So I found the Skin Gym like LED mask, and my husband's like, you look like a Power Ranger. It was a whole conversation. Like, you have to watch that video. It was so funny. Anyways, okay, see how that dark color is on the side? I'm done too, baby. Thank you for breakfast.
You didn't eat your biscuit.
Babe, I'm so full. I ate my protein. I ate my eggs and bacon.
You didn't eat your biscuit.
Baby, protein comes first and fills you up. Thank you for breakfast. I love you.
You don't eat my biscuit, I'm not going to eat your biscuit.
Baby! Oh my God. Ah, get out. He's off today, so he's at home. He usually works in the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so this pigment is on the edge, so I'm going to take that same edge and I'm going to tap right here in the outer corner. Just tapping. Like, we're not doing a thing where we're like dragging it or like digging it into our brain like all the way in. I'm barely tapping my lids with this dark color. Just lift up, press down, lift up. See what I mean? Just like that. Boop, boop, boop. Just like that. And I'm just tapping all over, so nothing super crazy. And then once all the pigment is off, I'm coming around the edges and just kind of tapping. So see how that green isn't super scary, and even the dark purplish brown isn't super scary. So tap and blow, and then outer corner, and I'm keeping this under the crease and just tapping the color there. Then once all that transfer has been made from the brush to the skin, I just use the residue and kind of dust inside. So if you sweep, don't press. No pressure. So when you're sweeping, no pressure. Just use the very, very tips of your bristles. And so what'll happen is you'll get the payoff of that pigment without all the crazy, like, getting gangbanged by Crayola situation, you know what I mean? See, and then you can build that. So if you want that outer corner darker, you can totally build it darker. So for right now, I have the hint of that purple. So I just took that green and just intensified it with a little bit of the purple. Then I'm going to take this color called Tawanda, which everybody underestimates, okay? When you look online and you see these colors, this is Tawanda, and she look real pink, and you're like, I don't do pink, right? I want to show you why pink, this is kind of a lie. So this is Tawanda, and she looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But when you tap her here, she kind of turns into like this rose goldy kind of not so pink situation. And I just put her under the crease on the inner half of the lid. And I'm just using the tackiness of my finger to create that pigment. If I use a brush for this, she'll be a little less pigmented. So that's really up to you. Like if you take the other end of this brush, which is not very fluffy, so we're not using this to sweep. But if you just press into that color and then tap it where you want it, that's what the dense bristles are for, is for pressing pigment in where you want it. But because it has a different texture than my finger, like my finger has the tackiness on it, right? So see how it's more pigmented? With the brush, it's less pigmented. So you can choose depending on your tool that you use. So this is the difference between like using your finger or using a brush. And when you're trying to determine what brush to use, you think of what size is the area that I'm wanting to put makeup on, and how dense or how full do I want the coverage. So if you want it super light coverage, then just like my face, do a light dusty sweepy brush. If you want something a little bit more full coverage, you're going to use a brush that's more dense that you're pressing in for more full coverage. So you're not sweeping with this particular brush. So that's how you kind of, I should do a video on that, like how to choose your brush. Okay, so to match this side, I'm going to use my finger as a stamp. And I'm using this finger because it fits perfectly right there. So these two, if I use my middle finger, it's a little too big. So you just determine how big is the area that I want to apply my makeup, and do I want it full coverage or lighter coverage? And that's how you determine. See how that's really pretty? It's got like the touch of green without being insane. It's even got this super dark, scary Baker Street color, which Revival is a good alternative for this. You can use whichever. And you can just like build it however you want. I'm going to add a little bit more of this Baker Street color, because I like a little bit more intensity, and then you can just build it. So I encourage all of my customers to get one scary shade, whether it's a lip color or a blush color or an eyeshadow color. I encourage you to get one scary shade and try it. Then you'll start to see that like it's not as scary as you think, and then it'll encourage you to try more colors, and before you know it, you'll feel so confident in your makeup and you'll feel like it's not the boss of you. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Nikki. It's good to see you. Okay, now I'm going to use this color called Drift. Drift is my favorite color for like the end of my makeup, and I'm just doing like a little pop of shimmer on my inner lids. So I'm going to use this dense brush. Tap it into Drift. Or I swirled it. I do a lot. And then right here. Inner corners. Boop, boop. Right with the eye boogers, and then I kind of pull it up onto the lids. This makeup is really fun and easy. So if you're someone who's like, no, still no, you can ask anybody here. They'll tell you. If you're new to this makeup, I will, like, if I'm your artist, like, for sure you're going to get the customer service you want. But I'll teach you how to use it. Just comment the word match, and I'll help you build, like, a palette. And you can put foundations, concealer, contour, bronzer, like, all the things. And then, like, eyeshadow, setting powder. It's really fun and easy. I'm going to take this color a little bit down here, just slightly. It's just a baby. Not being crazy, just a baby. Like so. And I like to put a little bit of mascara down there. I really like the, I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang today because I really like it. But let me find my... Benefit had sent me these mascaras, and I was like, oh, nobody's going to wear red mascara. But it's not actually, like, it is red, but, like, it's not. But I'm going with, like, the pinkish purple theme. And I just tap this right on the roots of my lashes. And this is so perfect. Look. See how it's, like, red, but it's not? I want you to also try Saint's new mascaras. I like Saint's, they're black, they're not colored, but I like the silk. I think the lash silk is my favorite for my bottom lashes. But they all seem to be really good, at least for my bottom lashes. I don't wear it on top, but there's no like smudging or smearing or like flaking or anything like that. So it's really, really nice. Isn't it cool? I was like, no one's going to wear red mascara. And then I thought Benefit, I was like, they kind of wasted that. But then I tried it just because I encourage people to try other things. And I was like, well, I should try this. And it wasn't so bad. I'm using, when I fill in my brows, I do the Benefit. The Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil is my absolute favorite. I just think it's the easiest to use. And for like so many years, I was like, gosh, this is really idiot proof. Like, this is good stuff. And then I was like, oh, goof proof. That's why they call it that. And I didn't realize that for years. I was like, you really can't mess this up. It's like goof proof. It really is goof proof. I just kind of lightly, this is what I like about it. It's not so creamy that like it's out of control. And then you have like this. And also, quick tip, when you're matching your eye, like if you get this stuff, I use shade 2.5, which is really, really light, and you think it wouldn't go in my what are these called? Brows, but it's actually really nice. I recommend going a shade lighter. Sophie, comment the word match. You can get it now in the UK. We launched in the UK on January 6th, and my Spice Girls, hashtag Spice Babes, my nose running, I have allergies. I call my UK customers Spice Babes because hashtag Spice Girls. I was born in 84. Don't judge me. So anyways, you can get it now. So just comment the word match and I'll send you my color match form. I want to do a lippy, but I don't want to use that color. Hold on. What color do I want to use for lippies? I'm going to use this one. This is my favorite combo. These colors also, oh, Sophie, I got you. They don't call me snack pack for nothing. Okay. I'm a snack queen. This color is called Royal. They look really dark. Hi, Kendall. Hey, thanks, friend. When you comment the word match, you'll see my color match form in your DM. So just submit your selfie or just text me or whatever. And then I did Sunshine State. Yes, Nikki, I like the new release, Purple Rain. Oh, Sophie, I love it. So Kim, Sophie wanted to do a snack exchange. So she's sending me some UK snacks and I'm sending her some America snacks. And we're going to do I'm sending her a snack box of all my favorite because I'm literally, my husband calls me snack pack because if he's like, okay, it's time to leave to go to dinner, I will grab a handful of Skittles and put them in my pocket. Not even the bag. I will just put gummy bears in my pocket or chips. I will grab a beef jerky on the way out to go eat dinner. That's just, I can't help it. I just love snacks so much. And so so we're doing a snack exchange box. Oh, wait, is Wales, if I say UK, is that includes Wales, right? Or do I have to say Wales separately? I need to learn these things. Hashtag Spice Girls. Anyway, so yeah, get this. See, first of all, not scary eyeshadow. And it doesn't exactly copy it matches. See, I use the same kind of colors, but it's not literal. So you can still use the colors. Wales is below England. Okay, but it's still UK, right? So if I say UK, that includes Wales. Kendall, I don't want to watch Tron. The Benefit is called Bad Gal Bang, and this color is red. I don't know the color of it. It doesn't say it on the bottom, but it's the red one. And then the brow pencil is called the Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and I use shade 2.5, and it's that one for my brows. So see how it's not the same shade, it's lighter? That's my recommendation, or else you might look like Elvira, with the big dark whatever. Wales and England are rival countries in UK. Okay, so both in UK. I need to learn my geography. Anyways, okay, so I have a meeting with someone about the podcast, so I'm going to go do that. Regarding the Stalker episode. If you have not seen the Stalker episode, go listen to it. It was crazy. And it's ongoing. And also with the Patreon, the one where you pay the $5 a month or whatever for the podcast, we give our Patreoners the updates and stuff. So if you want updates or if you want the 2 bonus episodes, you can sign up for the Patreon too for the $5 a month so I can help. We can all video what we think of the snacks. Yes. I'm so excited for this. My son is talking about, I don't know if this is a UK thing, but the stroop waffles, which isn't that Dutch? That's a Dutch thing, right? From Holland, the stroop waffles. They have them at his school, and he's obsessed with them. And I'm like, well, you should get them from the actual country. So I want to take him there sometime, but anyways. Okay, I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. Comment match, get a free color match. I'll help you build a palette, or just if you want a link to my brow stuff or whatever, just ask me. But okay, I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.